There are a huge amount of millionaires in the NBA, but only a few can keep a hold of their money. In this video, I will be naming the top 5 NBA players who went broke. Watch until the end to find out how many millions the number 1 person on this list lost. Number 5. Derrick Coleman, bankruptcy. Derrick Demetrius Coleman is a former NBA player. Coleman averaged 16.5 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 2.5 assists. He attended Syracuse University and was selected first overall in the 1990 NBA draft by the New Jersey Nets. Derrick won the 1991 NBA Rookie of the Year award when he averaged 18.4 points per game and 10.3 rebounds per game. He followed that up with back-to-back All-NBA selections in 1993 and 1994. He played 10 more seasons for 3 different teams and totaled over $90 million in earnings. But it wouldn't take long for all of it to be gone. Derrick Coleman would retire in 2005, and by 2010, he was filing for bankruptcy. It is unknown how Coleman actually lost his earnings, but it has always been attributed to an overly lavish lifestyle and partying. He decided to go back to school and earn a degree. He is now an ambassador for Syracuse University and helps the youth by exposing them to the game of basketball at an early age. He is also an activist for clean water in his hometown, Flint, Michigan. Number 4. Shawn Kemp, legal fees. Shawn Travis Kemp Sr. Shawn Kemp is a former NBA player who played for the Seattle Supersonics, Cleveland Cavaliers, Portland Trail Blazers, and Orlando Magic in the nicknamed Rain Man. He was a 6-time NBA All-Star and a 3-time All-NBA second team member. Anyone who watched NBA basketball in the 1990s knows exactly who Shawn Kemp is. It seemed like every night you were tuned into a Supersonics game, Kemp was going to throw down a highlight dunk of some sort. He was fast, strong, and incredibly explosive. He made 6 straight All-Star games from 1993 to 1998 and helped Seattle nearly win a championship in 1996. He was rewarded with career earnings of over $91 million in 14 years of service. But little did Shawn know, later in his life, it would be a downfall.
The Tacoma Police Department says that Shawn Kemp was booked into jail on a felony charge. Kemp was a first-round pick in the NBA draft and played professional basketball for the Seattle Supersonics from 1989 to 1997.
As of 2022, it is reported that Shawn Kemp has nearly gone below $1 million in net worth. There are a few reasons why Kemp has struggled so much since walking away from the game. He had a myriad of off-the-court legal fees that were enough to dent anybody with money's wallet. It is also reported that he makes monthly child support payments to 6 different families. It is unknown if his financial struggles continue, but a man like Shawn Kemp is bound to come back. Number 3. Latrell Sprewell ego, or pride. Latrell Fontaine Sprewell is a former NBA player who played for the Golden State Warriors, the New York Knicks, and the Minnesota Timberwolves. During his career, Sprewell received 4 NBA All-Star selections and an All-NBA first-team selection. He also helped the Knicks reach the 1999 NBA Finals and the Timberwolves to the 2004 Western Conference Finals. Despite Sprewell's accomplishments, his career was mainly based off an incident in which he choked and punched the Warriors coach P.J. Carlesimo during practice, which resulted in a 68-game suspension.
Is that the attack was not as brutal as everyone thought.
I wasn't choking P.J. P.J., he could breathe. It's not like he was losing air or anything like that. It wasn't a choke. I wasn't trying to kill P.J.
Well, we've seen the marks on his neck.
Well, I saw the two.
Yeah.
Those were the 2 little marks right there. Those were caused by my nails. I didn't. If you're choking someone, you don't get 2 scratches. You get welts totally around your neck.
But that didn't stop him from making nearly $100 million in his career. But just 3 years after retirement, it seemed as if Sprewell had lost everything. In 2008, federal marshals seized and repossessed a yacht that Spruill owned after he failed to keep paying for it. Just months after that, Spruill's home, worth $1.5 million, went into foreclosure after he defaulted on his mortgage. What happened to Spruill is a perfect example of what happens when you let your pride get in the way of your decisions in life. Spruill also turned down a $21 million contract and said the words, "I got a family to feed." Number 2, Vin Baker, addiction. Vin Baker was one of the most exciting young forwards of the 1990s. He spent the first few seasons of his NBA career with the Milwaukee Bucks, where he developed into a perennial all-star. Baker was a serious offensive threat in his heyday, good to give you 21.0 PPG and at least 10.0 RPG. He was an all-star 3 times in Milwaukee and in his first season with the Supersonics. His promising play led to just over $97 million in career earnings. But shortly after, his life took a turn. Baker's struggles are well documented. He struggled during and after his career with alcoholism and addiction, which led to a severe financial crisis. Baker was so down bad and broke he started to work at Starbucks. But Baker eventually got back on his feet. After finally putting in the work to get clean, Baker started to completely turn his life around. Baker got over his addiction and now currently serves as an assistant coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. If you think those other 4 had it hard, then you won't believe how much this person lost. This is Antoine Walker. He went broke due to bankruptcy, and he takes the number 1 spot. Antoine Walker never met a shot he didn't like to take. That is just the type of player he was. At an undersized 6'8" for a power forward, Walker was able to find success at the NBA level despite his height. He was a 3 All-Star with the Boston Celtics, who at his peak averaged 23.4 PPG and 8.9 RPG. He was also a big contributor to the 2006 Miami Heat team that won an NBA title. Antoine had a successful career and made over $105 million. Antoine was living lavish, but that was until something bad happened. He had the quickest fall from millionaire to broke. Just 1 year after winning the championship with Miami, Walker filed for bankruptcy. Under Walker's admission, his financial troubles mainly take part to his awful gambling habits and legal fees after a few run-ins with the law. But Walker has seemed to dig himself out of the hole, and you can catch him as a regular on ESPN's morning and midday NBA programming. Hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, always be smart with your money. Goodbye.